days later. It's long here for a short while. Uh, and this short while actually relates to why I haven't been here in 10 days. All right. So Islam, peace and love. I am Sister Zara Bay of CalifaMedia.com. Find all of my information at linktree/Califa I'm gonna keep this one short because I have a lot to do. It's Virgo season, so it's what's the word? Effective, efficient Mercury. So it's time to get to a lot of work, right? And a whole bunch of stuff has been going on. So reason I haven't been here is 77 days, right? The 77 hashtag 77 days of elevation is still going on. It is now day 49, right? Closing in, right? Less than a month left to go. And I picked three missions. Islam Jerry Blaze Bay, excuse me. I picked three missions, right? One was to get back into sewing because I grew up with it and I haven't really done it in like decades. The other was the Spanish guitar, and the other was coming on here every transit of the moon. So, haven't been on here in a minute because I've covered all the transits of the moon. It was all waning, and I don't like to repeat myself if I can help it. So that's why I'm like, well, I covered all the waning versions of this moon that have coming, so I can take a break. And it's a good thing that I did cover them because I kind of sideways fell into an obsession with one of the other ones. It was sewing, right? So finally got up the nerve to cut the fabric, and it was on and off to the races after that. And I just kept going, falling asleep at the sewing machine because it's one of those things where my thing is it's like hard to get started, but once I get started, it's just like, oh, that's all this is. Here we go, right? So and this is a very one, and it's very quick. But I'll try to stay on track because I have some old school notes because I really don't have a lot of time today. But I wanted to just come in and update everybody because I really appreciate the support that Moors have been given, and I didn't want to just leave. I didn't want to pull the Gemini move and just ghost, right? Like, there they go, get everybody all hyped up and interested, and then they just disappear. Yeah, I know. So yeah, still with the 77-day challenge. But I'm moving the focus, or at least my focus, is moving toward more real world application, like what will be more useful in the real world, right? And that goes back to slipped into the obsession with the sewing part, right? So I'm like, well, while I'm trying to spend time getting ready for this, making notes, because I don't just, unlike some people, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna wash my face, take a shower, put on some clean clothes, sit up. If I could do it at my desk, I will, but my children are home, so I have to do it in my room today. And it takes time to get respectable, right? And I respect the Moors. I respect the people who take the time to listen to me. And so I'm just like, dang. If we're going back to horse and buggy days, so said the prophet, is all of this going to be of benefit? Am I going to get a good ROI, return on investment, for all that effort? No, right? So when I think horse and buggy days, I know there was electricity, but there wasn't internet, right? And I keep thinking about what happened in Texas when the power went out. I've said coin millionaires that week. It was cash only, or trade your talent, right? I was like, okay, this is fun, and I'm not letting it go. I'm just gonna have to lessen it because this sewing thing is a lot of fun, and I can see a lot of real world applications to it, right? And I think at least my hang up was because I'm getting ready to, I guess that's where I'm headed. If I keep coming on here, it's like, forget the moon, been there, did that. There's plenty of videos covering all of those. Encouraging our sisters to get into sewing, right? Because that's something that's like, well, if the world falls apart, what are we going to need in the immediate, right? Food, clothing, shelter. Clothing, right? The men can take care of the shelter. We can both take care of the food, but the women, it's usually it's on us to take care of the clothing, right? And it's not hard because I spent 20 years crocheting, and then a few years ago picked up knitting, which is I guess it's, I don't know if which one is, I don't know which one is harder, I don't know. Um, and considering how long it takes to create a piece of fabric doing that, that's why I was like terrified to pick up. I'm like, this is going to take forever. So where now I've gone from creating a project in 3 months to 3 days. So yes, it's officially on. And one of the ways it's on is because I messed around and made a pair of pants to refresh myself. And apparently pants are like one of the hardest things to make. I found that out as I was going along, like, oh, I should have started with a dress. It's just like a triangle that you sew on the sides. You get fancy with some garters and pleats in it, but it's just a triangle. No, let me start with some pants, which is like 2 tubes, and then you got to put a crotch up in it, and the waistline, and the hems. Yeah, let me start. So now that I've done that, I'm like, okay. I started at the top of the mountain. Now I can make my way down. It's kind of dope. Sorry, fellas, if you want to like take advantage of this, because tailors and seamstresses, right? Making those pair of pants, I can now read seams. It is so cool, right? So now I'm going on these websites, and I know I'm gonna be tangenting all over the place. I'm going on websites looking at clothing because I finally joined the temple. Yay, Soul Temple number 27 is official, right? Paid my dues, paid my per capita, right? So I'm a tax-paying member, that kind of thing. I love it. And oh, actually, I gotta hurry up because they're having the Sisters Auxiliary meeting tonight. And I will be, joining for the first time. So, listening a lot, maybe contributing. But the Grand Sheik brought up, they working on clothes. Like, beautiful. Let's go look at some stuff that we think is interesting. Me personally, I don't like the form-fitting stuff, which makes it a lot easier because you don't have to do darts and gathers and all this other stuff. And you're just draping fabric over yourself, right? And it's really neat because I started with a pair of pants because, like, well, the brothers might want a pair of pants. They might not want to wear like one of those thobes and all that stuff, So yeah, they might want a pair of Searwalls. So start with that. I would suggest get a pattern, and then after that, you're gonna be surprised, Moors, how naturally it comes to you. It's probably it kind of scared me at first because I'm just like, okay, I made these pants. Now I can see how this dress is made. Let me make a teeny tiny one for my daughter because she has a bunch of dolls. I can do that, and it's just happening, right? So I'm putting together a fall wardrobe that I'm going to be able to make, right? So I want to encourage the sisters, and I'm gonna be sharing that with y'all as I go along. Which is why I might not be on here as much because I want to do that, right? So wow, I covered everything. So yeah, Moors need to explore talents and see how easily they come to you. Just give it a shot and just see what happens, right? It might feel like child's play. Must be doing this wrong. This is just too easy because of you. It's I think this. Okay, this is the Goldilocks. All right, the copper tone thing. I'm a bigot. I'll admit it. I'm a bigot, right, towards my people or for my people. Me and my son, the 15-year-old that I get into it all the time with, we were discussing how, I want to say discussing, it was more like arguing how the Americas is the oldest part. And this is where the oldest humanity would be, right? Because if you put all of it together, I'm tangenting and I got to hurry up. If you put all the pieces of the Pangea back together, right? Africa will be right in the middle, right? Okay, let's look at any of the currently existing land masses. What's going on in the middle? That's usually the most desert area, right? The driest, right? Even in Africa, that's the driest area. So it would make sense, looking at human development, where did it usually happen? Along coastlines and riverbanks. So not that much in the middle. So it would make the stuff along the coast would the oldest because that's where people would have been most of all, right? And in our case, on the west side, that would have been the west coast of the northwest and southwest of Mexico. So I say that because I'm saying that the people in the middle, who are probably less developed because of the rigors, they will probably be darker too. So it stands to reason that, okay, the newest people will be more pale, The people living in the interior will be more dark, and then that sweet spot, the Goldilocks, which is, I've heard this is also a form of albinism for the middle people. But I'm like, I don't know, because our stuff is older than theirs. Why not the people too? So, but anyway, I just say that to say skin tone doesn't matter really, but it is an indicator of your level of access. I'll put it that way, because I've been using it, right? It's like, praise Allah, I love my chart because I have a lot of like placements that could have made me a monster, but there's stuff right there with it that checks it. All right. So tapping into this, I'm gonna be truthful. This caramel, right? Tapping into it and knowing what has been done with it in the past, right? And then adding to that the fact that I'm a female, right? I'm exploiting this. Feel like I would never, right? I wouldn't even, as long as the gnat ain't bothering me, even a mosquito, I would never take a life if it can be avoided at any cost. All life is precious, but I feel like I could get away with murder at this point because some of the stuff that I've been getting away with lately, just to test it out, right? I would never use it for evil. I would never, but I'm seeing how I can get away with some evil, right? So my point saying all that is, y'all got it too. All right. So try some stuff. Please try some stuff and see what happens. See if you don't like mess around and innovate it, especially now because what just happened? Mercury moves into Libra tomorrow, actually. Mars just moved into Gemini, Mercury rule sign. The sun just moved into Virgo, Mercury rule sign. All right. And then the ruler of it all is getting ready to move into Libra, right? So beautiful creations, especially in, I would say, the realm. I would say communication, but communication could take so many forms. A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So I'm encouraging Moors to do something. Draw a picture of some stuff that you want to create. I would do that, right? But I'm a Gemini, so I'm like really handsy. And then I'm a Libra rising, so that's like, boy, this is going to be a good time for me. And for y'all too. So I guess that's why I'm saying I encourage y'all to like try some stuff. Yeah, see how easily your talents come. Yep, I think I covered everything. Oh, okay. Yeah. And while y'all might not see me again for a while, this might turn into, hey, Islam Sarush and Islam Shakur, and anybody study more Islam to all of y'all. Because these videos, right? I'm going to try to stay away from the drama because thank goodness I'm running out of time and I got stuff to do and I got to go to a meeting. I'm trying to be real world productive, right? So, this is a really niche channel, right? If I don't say full names, it's because I assume that you know who I'm talking about. So Cujo has attracted yet another nutcase, right? I don't know what it is about this more. And apparently he's supposed to be fixing a 7-year-old problem that ain't got nothing to do with him, right? I'm not going into detail, but he was teaching today with a more Icon Bay, right? We don't get to hear from a lot. He's all the way in Albion in Europe somewhere. And so, the time difference is like, wow, yeah, they both of them finally managing to get up together. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go listen to them teach first thing in the morning. This is great, right? And here comes this witch chasing him down to my you wearing 2 hats, whatever, right? And I just had enough. I'm just like, I finally just had to say, will you please stop yelling? In fact, forget it. Will you please shut up? Because we came here to learn. Why are you asking this man to solve a 7-year-old problem, right? That ain't got nothing to do with him, right? And then it's like, it's obvious that there's a tangent going on, right? It's obvious something else is going on because it's a 7-year-old problem, and this dude ain't got nothing to do with it, right? And leave him alone, because I'm gonna step up, because he deserves, not he deserves defending. You need to check yourself because of who he is, right? I didn't say it in that. I said it in so many words because I won't defend a man. I think that's like really offensive for a woman to defend a man. That's saying that you think you're more of a man than him to me, right? But I will point out where you're out of order, right? He can put something in your hands to show where he's contributed to the betterment of our people. And your response is go check out my Instagram page. Okay, the power just went out. Let's bring it back to this, right? The power just went out. Now, what can you show me that you've produced? I still got all of his books. I have of his that I could probably send up a smoke signal from where I am, and they'll be able to be like, yeah, I know Cujo, and here's how he benefited my life, right? And I'm not gonna go into her drama, but it was really sad, and it reminded me like be careful getting sucked into this stuff, right? Especially those of a certain age. Like if you remember when flip phones were the lick, that I'm talking to you, right? So you probably can appreciate more the value of brick and mortar, real life. Because I'm looking at people getting sucked into this metaverse, paying like you paying extra, like $50,000 extra to have your mansion built in the metaverse, so you can sit in the real mansion that you pay real money for. You can sit in the real mansion and live your life in the fake mansion. And I'm like, this is where the stuff is going. So what are these people going to do when the power goes out? They're going to freak out. They're going to have to catch up to the people who are doing stuff real world. All right. So I will be back to show you what I've created real world, and hopefully it'll benefit your life, right? Please share yours too. I'll be glad to put your stuff. Cujo charging $500 to put stuff on Canaan Land site. I'll put yours up here for free, right? That being said, he got 3 new books coming out. Look at my digital receipts. He has 3 real world books coming out. He's probably got, but I got to go catch up with the stuff because I've been getting on this thing too much and getting sucked into these virtual beefs. It's really crazy. Yeah. And let me see who else. I know there's a cookbook coming out, Sarush. Yeah. And there's actually a sister. She said that she got a cookbook up in her too. So, right? Make it a collabo thing. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. So this is day 49 of the 77-day challenge. We almost done, right? I'll be back. Keeping the home fires brewing and all that good stuff. So check back. You might see a bunch of commercials up here because yeah, there's more to do. There's more to life than virtual reality. Don't are these people really getting ready to willingly walk into the matrix? Because that's what it's looking like, right? So that horse and buggy thing sound kind of good because I watch a lot of stuff from back in the end. They had electricity, they had telephones, right? They had cross-continental travel, and it seems like they were able to get a lot more done. Because I'm just thinking about Garvey. How many members did he have before he got caught up? Drew Ali. How many members did he have before he got caught up? And these people doing all this stuff, how? Right? They were horse and buggying it across the nation, taking it slow and having time to think and ponder and consider and write stuff down and produce something to share with the rest of the world. Okay. And with that, I'm good. I need 30 minutes to reset so I can get ready and go listen to these sisters. Go join the temple, y'all. I'm thinking that's about to be the next move for like everybody. You better get up with something real quick because these Europeans are freaking out. If y'all not keeping up with the Russian news, because it's like a censorship thing going on, in the land of the free, right? They're getting their people ready for a nuclear war. I'm not saying we're gonna have anything to do with that. I don't think I really don't, but I'm just saying the temple is like I guess it's our version of the lamb's blood over the door. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that's a good place to end off. Y'all be cool. All right. You can't wait for what? Type it in real quick. Oh, the book? All right, cool. I hope that's what you're talking about because I gotta go. All right. But I'll check y'all later and check y'all next time. Until then, y'all be cool and peace and love. Islam.